Abusia ensem APP ensem ewo Ghana ha. Unim se court ewo da ma me akosu Brempomaa se ontua 2 billion ane sika no 200,000 Ghana cedis na mum na nye 20 billion de an wo be kaya time adade ruba body no na da ho no na abusia eye de en na ma sansem we nyina afei e na e pop up aha eguso eye Daily Gossip TV ene first time amesrew so be subscribe you na abo homode no follow yen ewo other social media platforms in so no share videos ama for so atimi anya bi abusia ewo timliga one for platforms so eno mudi nkomo akrashe with eye chese some of eye timodo bronifuo ni bi na abusia we to mane we na we yato amane we de ho ena nsem we eba bi abusia yentie nkomo ni bi nyam famla
billion old Ghana city what about new Ghana city a 2 million Ghana city ena ma me Brempomaa ne ofa ya pokunum ne omo lawyers tias yes ka no betua ena judge no ka se ena mso muko yifunu ne ade no funufo na ga uta Ghana ma enti nya se ya declaration wi na be ka se nyame adoma achiri na de kakra na da bi sa 20 billion de ya ka ya bobesi ne ena ya sa de a one sankrofo no moye sa adwuma nyina ya ji skana tuo mo kadadawo bi kura de ya tuatua mpo dadampa enti se ye ma mo time up to 2 p.m. awia na sa mo 10 10:30 11 12 1 2 p.m. awia enti judge ne o trans obia ne lawyers etiase se ye the injunction e mamo se ye nyifunu ye nya yie ye enko kanchire ka bank so obi amfa ne sanka sika ho afei so obusuan panyin ko trans 3 weeks nka 3 weeks na beso on the first week of January on be trans na ka obusuan panyin sisi bibia until last clause ana mo nyina Matias ye ne se emma wia 2 de na mo diskanaba terms and condition bia mamiti ho na judge no ka se Matias ye de a ene wunjanshi ne de amawo na ye de amawo no ye mawo kosi 2 p.m. ono so ka wabo wotu asese motu no watua omo se ane na judge se ene e motu na muntu asa aka ne de a ene injunction na ye de amamu yi no mo na maji atum se betua 5 4 3 aba si 20 billion nti 2 bo na muntu ya de a ene injunction amede amamu nyina no bibia hyeku na se bibia no hwesi abusampanyi kwan so ntimi nkoye na yie ni nyina ne se won fasika na ma
abet mpacho nti fe de wo kan na chese first judgment na kasa no not everybody was aware say 20 billion no wo hono enye se bia ye granting na chire ye safre o mo se omumra be se de tete no na sa na wo pese o chire ya na
okay first injunction na mo de amamu no kolosa judge ne kan ne se sa injunction wo de amamu no abusuan panyin ne nkrofo so aboka enti injunction wo de amamu no abusuan panyin ka wa bobi omunya ready say so omo je injunction na omo betua that was
because I'm in a
I remember akasa yejinya bose pacho wadama memo akasa me a few questions be first the work can huntina me ase me bisa no be me pese me hu ne say on say ye di yet ne ha ene yet say oh ya grant can say injunction no e de ama abusua na immediate family na no mo pay o mo request for injunction and so mo file for injunction ya grant ya mo enti anchebia na yesate se ya safro mo se there be na wo metua 20 million bi na ya mo 2 hours to pay that 20 million tina maybe sa wo say first ye dik nyina yenya nte ye say ya grant ya mo no sa first grant no ye kat ya grant ya mo no na close no se o metua se ska no pacho na ewo ho anase ne eni ho na ebia omo achiri no mo wiam adwe se da bia ne yentena se na ebia ka bi nsinsinsi pacho ko na mpese
okay sa first you know we grant injunction no sa time no ma grant injunction no e de amomo but abusuan panyi lawyers no e file CI 47 on e wo mu se injunction sa wo ya nipa na oye lawyer ni enso betimi afile aka kire wo say ono so waboka a part of CI47 no at the power to me ase nti say who kan injunction part of the CI47 no e mu say you should be ready to pay any damages and a cost to be pertaining to injunction a yede ma wo no nti obi ye adwuma te say me o ye adwuma masase so
one dey memeti ase ba say first judgment ne ba dey na judge leader say ni really fee you so whatever one fa bibia ka sana me pese you.
Oh yes. The intra mama yakwanya bote the intra nkrofo ente sa sika na se ne say judge na ntra ba bi otra ye na nka nkire mo say mo kofa 2 billion mbra wo. That wasn't what happened. So time no o je injunction na because a ye ne na sefo no nkrofo aboka ndi say wo mo ma judge ma ye dia you should be ready say a part of the process. So most be catch the judge say injunction awodi ama wo mo no yenso ya boka nti ye kan ye dia the same process die mpe amomudi kan nya injunction nti ase ne say time mo ka so manya injunction no they thought say that was it bibia ni obio yenko ya jai funu no ya omantima nya yi all those things now say omunyai no it came with a cost and they have a legal right to tell the judge say injunction or the amankrofui yes ye ka ya bonie e ka ho
okay eti na de wo pe de wo kan no one mistake and maybe a first judgment na no one ka say okay mama mo ma granting injunction de amamo na emu no clause say ni wo ho so that for the first time maybe if they want to negotiate and I say because go be you omo ba bonte kwa be jubilate say be say ni why responsibility
mama nka we na yensu ade bi wa say judge a pronounce judgment I'm telling obi a wa ha say gina registrar no so na lawyer no enka say judge no enka say asema maka wie wanya injunction asafofo bi ani ho. Yes, sir, that assembly Ayeka has been concluded. Until uko you know no my friend is saying register no ma judge na some okay no you be type e dia ma ye de ma wa asembia ni hono uko. Secondly, nipa na do asem ko ye na say obi sa judge ne say ka bi wa kire say utua because injunction e dia ma wi no ka wo ho. So obi sa question na judge nka say oh ka bia ni injunction ye chi a wonya utia didim. But what me say question na what Brempomaa ade ato honom say misimi dan na ka che me say asase na ye wo de na makofa librafo na ka say wo de nyansha ato so a librafo they don't care about wo nyansha no omo ya adwuma it is a ka bi honom na SMT a wa wo de nyansha na ba no you should be ready to pay that.
Na me abote
dia na nwanwa ne say
me me to baby kakra bi na clear hama me sa 20 billion no na e wo say ye sika ana say bi omodo omonsa e ko hye nkrata bi asese bi a in case say ya ye betua sika say ya na say ye sika kashabo sika wo so nko mo e draw them mom e hon person
adepa lawyers no mediation time na say time of na I think I'll put up all those questions. Meaning what transpired between lawyer for when it came to the terms and conditions. So what kind of last line or say a yiska or say young famra meto honum as to the course of my year intinenye bank draft a japadia na cash and now more pay because na transition for your musika and so no yifuno no. Omo ya decoration abo ka kire omo kra say Ayeka say kra decoration koso hotels o majeje ama hoho sa ha nyoma ni nyina ye sika nti me adepade na me hwe nyina so omo ka sa nyina no we wish say nanka 20 billion wo ho maka sem we since those days say na me person ka bia munya 20 billion mfama say 20 billion ni hear what was going to happen but what we can say one you were not willing to even pay that you want to be entia two injunction a wo pre no nsaka ye no 20 billion e wo na wanti mantua no de
Let's
How say
but
injunction?
20 billion. And I say, what can be about how many dollars? How much dollars, Pacho?
Wait a minute, Boga form one be who say there was a Ghana
$200,000.
$200,000.
Yeah, $200,000.
Okay. It's not me. We say bisa $200,000 no. Says he can a car no more bow a year plan and no and one answer na ye a cabe and Pacho.
I cannot be say Funo. Funo na she fridge move from July 26 up to the 12th na year cancer. 2. Bank transactions on my year. The na who asem say adepa. Say omusi wo mo no so man siw car bank anka ho a. Enka ne check kura anka be check kakra. Because nka fi na obekọ bank akọ check sika mo yi account no anase bia be yi. And nyoma na akoso no car bank was right there with their lawyers. And car bank for no any transition omona na Ayeka na e was no pa. Because no papa na she fridge more than 5 to 6 months. After so lawyers up and down omo de omo komu dwomo ase no omo bakuma se na omo ye say transactions omo fa plane wakofa baba jama lawyers no omo defend sa nyoma we nyina Ayeka ayi adepa. If I should tell you the lawyers that I deal with na say for adepa sika some of us are paying no me de nyoma bi kire okra be ho
Eti Pacho we say no ho na sa e kan omo the receipt by and say bi omo bo mu tim say okay by now the bia ya boka bi say ya na say
car bank issue transaction omo show transaction line by line transaction to cost omo incur. Their lawyer was right there. Omo ka say omo lawyer so was there and onokra and negotiate from omo lawyer no bo omo papa ko lawyer no and negotiate say as to the cost no
and another day ye ne ka ba ho pa 200 million.
Yes adepa ayi sika transition gra menim say obi o ha any transition for delay transition they take good care of moga ayi adepa kokoto obi abodi no and sankrofo no omanum so bo na fom wo de ayi etoto ho a se bia ayi mama yakosu ase wa si wa yi omoba lawyers be for omoba kuma se omofa flight omo hotel bills any ade me no ka say kra adepa there's something me nyam breaking up bia assembly or quarter we were even trying to get lawyers being at the day and raising the money for them to even come to Kumasi Eding. Very, very expensive. So because I have lawyers here, even for them to fly to Accra, from Accra to Kumasi to come and then do this. It was true. And Sanyo Mano, DLA Yino, Sika, Akumpa, especially if you're 1 week, 1 week in cry no. Can you imagine Sika cost 1 week? No, it was a lot. But the boy is Omunya and Faso 6 billion. And I am Faswa not true, but open junction. But you are not ready to menka say omoboka. On say ye crew no listening impediments.
Maybe say per calculation ya wo kan ho asem 200 million calculation. And ye ye profits e ba so. Ana e pa e buy wa wo hwa.
I unse time na omubu akonta no that day na a friend of mine so na oda hospital until on that day na dear me manko ayi ni bi until I can't give you the details on that but omo ko ayi ne de omo nya daje etimi ko ayi akonta bu they should have the details they should have that details because one ko ayi
baba wo de wani bu a wo de wani bu a
dear la yi de adepa unza mentimi shadam for se mijira badwam na kasanti se me ho a de meka bia kromafo no onka e kura so kan ab nti na some of us are very careful about information we give out.
Fantastic. Okay.
Question back.
I mean, we submission. I'm more the questions are.
Submission the Patrick China question be on yen clear question na sa uze obi ka se we are na most.
Alex,
Adepa, mame nyabotre 1 second. Adepa, on the same injunction, judge in the buyer no. The amount to be paid was the last injunction. Omo mudia who say everybody omo nyina kan 1 2 3 4 5 but last one na ka hono was 2 million Ghana cedi aden na montia say na a part of injunction but on be say grofontia say first one na dey na ya kan wie na dabi omo so dey omo kan it was on the same day it was part of the injunction My lawyer crack a patch off from 5 million Ghana cedi to 2 million. And it was accepted at the time crashed to so. I did be one my Baba Jama lawyers manage pa. But I about two no. Omu chairman bought 235, 240. And send omu tre a search. Omu tre search. Omu fan ko judge no. Omu de call registrar no ho. Eko bisa say 2 million omu de omu be bisa court to say 2 million na Ayeka say omu nko emfamra no 2 abo 45 minutes crowd be toso. Judge ne nkrofo no enka kire say omu de scanner ba na. Na time be no omu de buy and how did they even pay? Baba Chama nkrofo no actually ediko registrar. Registrar indicate say as at that time no omu bisa no. Obia metu yesika. 2. Omu nya kapre. Omu de search esan two dwa. Ana kire sa de we nyina. Nti na say per judge na say mo kan say as at 2 p.m. man to yesika this injunction has been vacated and I say yeah twem no. Na say 2 bo upon krama atwem. And I think that's the last that I can add to it. Minia.
Alex, Osha and Summer Kosunina, Nkomo Kosunina. A lot of people were saying say the judge or that judgment wasn't fair on the part of the family. Do you think say it was fair or it was not fair? Do you agree with those people who say any fair na?
Adepa, I agree with this we are one of the first a year mema hupa a very fair. Didn't I fair na say o injunction out the court na judge ni jitum say e be ma o sign injunction. O injunction a year injunction. O ani agia o ka say o de ayi ade ato bi ayi so a nga ayi na fikra na ye be she date foforo. Wa injunction no ya say 3 weeks abusuapanyi mesisi fiesem ya san ka biem say abusuapanyi ewia lumba sikasem mayemfa enye ba bia yenya ho abotre 2 million e ka ho na o ka say judge ka say brabitua no eno mpacho mo fanche mi ameneka ayi judge no ka say 2 million amombra na mo metua no ene no onya wadwene say obetua. That is some you be on your side, especially your lawyer jiatum. You send the time atoso your lawyer object. Your lawyer may at SSS can by 2 the anomalia, one case 11, one case 10, one case 12, one case 1. So so tiesika we are. And before you much you know, bebre what 2 million Ghana cedi on account more. The question is say, Aden a yemfa obi say it was short. Yeah. That obi a yan treating fairly abusuan panyin kra. Ubi sami adepa, this is what I'm saying. Adepa, I've buried a dad and I've buried a ye before. Me papa me step a ye and I buried one of my siblings in the idea. Adepa, challenging moments. So Makacho said the monies nipa na wukura no. Typical example, lady ya wu na ne ba. Omu ya bofra na friend yam kra. Aye ogina how much man so budget 1,500. Omu kama ni be 6,000. Bibia Ghana gauta Ghana man kwa. Eti time edi ye dead lumba to hono no. Sa time no kra no make us say yenya time krampo anye no adwuma. Unless say bia a transition for na omo very e was ade we mu no ma yes ane oma no eyi. Time a muka cho mo say omo enyai nkonwa hyehye na asefo because asem na the injunction atoso. Omo twa tickets from Abruchiri, omo ba omo free akreba. Typical example. Company kese pa no bodi nsu e ba be support to dead lumba.
Penyanenti yese ticket ni nyina omo de ka sa sika ne ho na no kra na.
Oh, no. Enyoma bibre, nyoma isisi ye no ana direct cost. Eni sika ayekoko mu no. Eno no mo hotels ne na sefo it was a lot. But Ghana for mama pacho kasa.
Me busa wasemo. At the question obusa we say how the obusa say how the family was treated, was it fair? To me it wasn't fair. You know why? The time on na this injunction ne ma o mo na e ka cho omo kono omo nu fie kwa na sa afro omo ba say ye disikato so that time on it was Friday and 2 hours and yet 2 hours in po it was one me for about this is a new 1 hour some 30 minutes or 40 something minutes near them are so what you say this was one pass say John Mahama court was set to Canada if you are now. I don't mean to Canada about within that period. It wasn't fair.
Mame,
It wasn't fair. It was never fair to them.
Mame nyabotre ba misa wasem wo yo. Okay, chama ofa Ayeka so washego, okay sa video no. Ofa ya poku okay so wabeshego, okay. Okay, so mo lawyer gina ho ya interview. Okay. Omo lawyer ni gina ho ya interview catch mo say ni say. That time no ko check the timestamp. Na a 10 between 10 and 10:30 fresh from court. 10 and 10:30. Into 10 and 10:30 time no. 11 abo. 2 3 asema me kan me say omo lawyer plead kura ka kire omo say 3 million omunya 4 million omunya na 2 no mbenya omo lawyer plead ma omo ebesi 2 omo lawyer tiase say yemfa nhyem omo tiase by 2 de kwata nti mo lawyer agye atuma eden na kire say nyefe ma me o lawyer o kasa ma court
ebusuafo ni nya call kwan so they were not standing there
ma me o lawyer no e ba court
Alex.
Ebe stress what nyan abusuafo no lawyer na e kasa you on ne ka so between sikano by 2 p.m. Omo lawyer na ka say omo di free 5 million and o plead ya be see 2 million Ghana cedi and o san plead say by 2 de omo sabeka yeah makasa baba jama nkrofo no about 245.
I don't know why
they were not treated fairly because that time on they were never treated fairly. I don't know what went on. But they were not treated fairly. I don't know what went on, but they are for it wasn't fair at all.
Alex or question Alex na massive submission so we will question
Alex. Alex.
Yes sir, chief patch go.
Enti uji pa say e fair say wonim say o kina me koye yi na o beji injection ato me so the day before say me koye yi e fair.
A very unfair emotionally and socially, but no injunction there legally. What you say? Injunction law yi. Unse nanka that judgment nanka beba 2 days earlier. Nanka Wednesday no ene so mu edisa injunction no judgment ba. And a judge did to the call Friday. I didn't hear because time omo file injunction no. Now it was too close. A good injunction pa na omo file na me the powers mami akosa say one injunction. Of filing on the 3rd of October. Ruling no ba time bay. Eba on the 28th of October. That means from 3rd to 28th and here the time. Nti mami akosia say wa ombisa no example say onfa ni marriage certificate emra. Within 1 month of October, when your marriage certificate na ama original copy no. Nti eno so na ama mami akosia say one junction no yan grant. Nti morally there obeka say odabi na wo abusuafo there na nkanya fe some of the junction better so ne ade but legally there they have that legal muscle to do that minia.
Can I say RGH mema RGH akasa because I think say RGH o pese o ka bibi nti mema nakasa ba me akasa mo question ma about mame Brempomaa enen komo bi amete en fa say nran komo amete between yebra jebini yebra can I say o heneba say ye mame truly went me anya access to body no ewo transition when ni say ye hu body neda mi ye no ho komo mi wi am pese me no etwetwe enti mema agi chakasa na mema nakasa na ye mi wi am masa aba eno atwetwe san komo agi pacho
Pameda was a pa na sometimes me ba they be America say judgment amount for to me defended that judgment now. Then you'll be any moral grounds for Becca Chem said and me defend him. I will always defend her. That has always been my stand. Now the pa some no you follow some no. Court no.
We shall promise someone tap screen so mammy will be a mammy 50 likes so I'm a shame. Now one gift you gift a fairness a guest and so my idea next Saturday weekend one gift 2 or more credits won't say and go for the credit sorry data data and a case figure and Madaroma non support so a page no so and family won't follow life and also follow mammy with the money and I say I just casa.
At the part before a judge be granting injunction. Obia both lawyers and the young argument yes a judge no contract so sorry no be granting injunction. If there was any monetary sikasema ombeka obia be making submission oh ebia injunction no grant am aboka anytime we do before a judge no be conclude na the pahe me ba be board lawyer no nanum asem it's part of my submission disobey am just 2 minutes your lawyer no be trade dey see wo court court granting injunction e catch am say omunko no mbra 1 week time no be sign undertaking adepa undertaking in a yabema obi ehu eka so ne ehu kronoba kwansi a obi akono ye lawyer no so no afi court mu okọ ma me Brempomaa mama celebrate obi ani age omukọ answer na omu change decision no na adepa ye wasem bia meka wa haba me pese uka obi beka se bia uni audio ntu de me hwehwe another audio bi na me de abrel na me de brel no so ebe kire bibi ntu de me boy lawyer na enum asem just 2 minutes because it's my time for presentation.
The funeral cannot hold on 13th as announced. The court has also given direction that the Ebusuapenyi, that's the first defendant in this matter, should meet with the immediate family members and then arrange how they will together in unity conduct the funeral of the legend Daddy Lumba. So that is the decision of the court.
So there was 5 orders. The last one, what was it? You went to see the registrar and sign.
Yes. I mean, the court, this is just an interlocutory order. And the substantive matter will be gone into by the court. And when that is the case, the court would normally like the applicant by whose application the funeral has been injuncted to undertake. So there will be an undertaking which will be signed within 5 days. Yes. Yeah.
And so going forward, does it mean the funeral is not coming on today?
Yes. It is not coming on the 13th as announced because the court has seen that it is through what the plaintiff applicants were alleging that they had been sidelined. They who are the immediate family members have been sidelined. And also the court recognized that there was an ongoing police investigation which must be allowed to be concluded to determine the cause of the true cause of death, because as you have heard, there have been conflicting accounts. It is important that we all know of a certainty whether the man died of natural causes, and also it is important so that the family will have proper closure. Yes.
So how far with the investigation with the police? The police started the investigation.
Yes, the police has started investigation. You all know that the police has invited various parties involved in this matter and taking their statements. The police is in.
Okay, into the main part and say, Ebusuapenyi ni issue now they call say almost celebration of life and Kosono. Ye call ya court ni grant Ebusuapenyi interlocutory injunction no. Or kasa odi e kaya bo bia odi yen koso odi asem ni wie na Ebusuapenyi that deserve injunction na wa granting na e kaya bo bia no bo Ebusuapenyi etua. That was the same thing that happened in court. This is coming from a lawyer who was in the courtroom. A lawyer wo courtroom ah. Senye sane si wo court
so we dey here na boy na nse yan dey ya na
wo no. The Brempomaa mo dey na mo granting na mo sa change o ma no. This is what happened in court.
Okay.
What I say? Enti ye catch them say omunko na in 5 days omunbeba no ma be signing undertaking. That was what happened in court, and that was exactly what the lawyer reported. It is senka lawyer no ebe misrepresentative public na kra and ka say some court nka here and we be public and so what ni nsunsu aso
Ne we lawyer na lawyer kusia na lawyer
we
na boche
we Brempomaa lawyer no video no nya message video na ma wo so I say I'm grant you be an interview ain't me pa cho adepa for a fact.
Sa Alex, my mimisa o sa mpacho sa judgment no. The verdict ne ba out mpacho public because as I mean this will be see will be
I have copies of what injunction near there, but unfortunately may drive it to I see you. Mama, Manfa, I copy answer though.
Debut one fan but so wait me.
Okay, I mean check me.
Yeah, when I find email and a number.
First video me I'll send it to you. I'll get on my my email, but then I'll just forward it to one here.
Okay, Alex, audio ya boy pacho ho bibika.
Yes. Who say medical can say omo lawyer no adepa. Who say me can say of our go ebe kasai okay.
Me pacho.
Lawyer so be kasai. Anybody can accept it, lawyer be kasai. And this is the audio. I'm happy so bo mom audio. Time mo cast on besan hia no. Me catch you say. Time mo ye you we na a part of court process. Say we the
Okay, say let's say okay. Alex, baby, I'm so on highway.
Hello, Adepa. What you mean, guy?
I feel you will be kakra, but you're back.
Aha, me driving to Mofanchemi. Adepa, what happened? They say car bank's lawyer, transition home lawyer, and Abusapenyi lawyer. Those lawyers, were still in the courtroom. If file lecture or court to say car mabuni, makase a 5 million Ghana cedi, 50 billion. Omo from lawyer okasa ya e ma ne ba court. Omo lawyer ne ba court too. Until the first we be kato abonten say
Alex not say ususu say lawyer no wa meka dey see wo court anase say kwacho.
Omo dey injunction no mo first na omo so gina inside the car omo abono. He was able to do an official Ayeka chom so yanya injunction na. But nka omo wa kakra say time okoya oko plead with 5 billion about 4 about 3 about 2 awoji 2 osanji 2 musa time 2 p.m. no na esenko ye moa baba jama no mo ye moa me mo part me copy of the search me ko ho ko bisa omo say ebo yi no say oh na lawyer no matua na mo say o mo ntua na mo so ne baba jama no ma be file document bi wa say mbacho na ono say say na mo so we no kura nie baba jama fo no kura bi abetuja ni search ni nie search no file ya registrar na be sign answer questions no registrar no so answer here say time amode sika no buy or say now sika bia my 2 obisa say nipa na ombetua no omtua sika no in what form check and I say osan can say kapre bia my mo stamp so ama be public document omo lawyer no esen ko osan be ye omanya sika na ntua after 2 no be si na ye ntua obianka esen ko ye moa say after 2 p.m. no omanya no na ko be say abusuafo yi me din the lawyer say me wa madi kan be kasa ye kun bia say yenya injunction no but injunction na de na be ka honi a onkrofo munnim ne say omsi yentua 2 million makosre ya anya 2 million no omsi buy
me kasa Adepa I will say it on authority say your lawyer no when plead with obia me na make Adepa me makope audio no ma say no said to me so bia be share opinion me my opinion no your lawyer no when plead bia in a lawyer interview no people can say na judge nimpo or kotu another money and ne clerk atwe na adwen ba so say sika no kotu na enye no mpo na eso kotu me pesa audio na me say no
ARGH audio there o be boa ya double check ansa na wabo
Adepa mama mi sa asem yo ayi na ekoye no judge no obeda hunu sika judge nyo na etu abusapanyi kama no and say obi camp tena bonte na okasa judge no kotu ya na araho judge onyi funo Judge no you na hotels.
Oh,
and you need to hotel bills.
Drop me na for be na member back. Why?
I think say the man we can there on one and some no can tell leave him.
Okay, that's fine. Me I mean some that's fine. I mean so by Obeka on some without any evidence. Me by my boy do actually. So what yes my boy do only panel who should you trust more? The lawyer and me trusting because lawyer never court room or and then some it is Obeka here. As some lawyer make say injunction was granted. I didn't know lawyer ni PA na Ebusapeni lawyers don't work out more. What were they doing there? Court dey asem awie. They be omudi asem wie. Emra Kumasi case in the court no. Court ni dey asem obi aba no obi abe granting interview. Adeti dey asem ni wie. Obi akoni fie no mu dey omo hye court wo. Na adwuma be na omo ye wo. Adwuma be na omo ye wo court wo. Court aka asem awie still. Na court asem wie.
Ajichima Alex answer. Okay, Alex Ajichi say omudi asem wie na wo senka lawyers no mu nyina pie no mbesenko. Pacho sanity ana.
Say obi kasa na emam who say or legal impediment kakra sebi amramo no bia na onte nyoma bia se adepa say obekaya maami akosia say wa verdict e baaye no lawyer kusi in less than 48 hours so obekaya say wa filing appeal in yes a legal right until legally no so granting injunction they have the right the same thing nanu ya injunction ya lawyer a judge ya or the injunction or the atro omo friend is saying celebration of life no so or three wo mu say abusuan panyin should be ready seka omo bobi am post to am line na so kra okay say abusuan panyin nkofo nso betua
ka na kwa dem ye dey asem we dey say we dey
nti say obi try but na okeka sanse na bisa me ho say reading there very affordable and as available for everybody nti AR Mr. part of legal process
no I make emphatic no the TTT as I make can say I'm just surprised because in some of course Kumasi I could no mu wia na lawyers no mu PM obi abe granting interview obi abe kasa. But I'm surprised I cried anyway or MP because I'm just surprised. I'm not saying it's by law says so mumpie.
Yeah, but Emma case no mama Emma bill once a lawyer bekasa.
Emma case me dem who so mama in some the dozen that me nim dia kosi wa into some Emma case enya ntina mo. Me
say Emma case no mama bill no once a lawyer bekasa.
Odia mama me we submission at the pampa so
I think say future wa Lord Mbacho be to ho adara. Future have me so person can be. I just what they can say.
Until they make can say Adepa, let's be honest to ourselves. Say say before a judge.
You message here.
Okay.
Adepa, before a judge be granting injunction no. Who you sure say or be granting injunction no nim say parties involved no maboka. Me busa question Adepa, una me busa. Before we granting injunction, when you say the funeral is next day or so, are you not? Is the judge not aware? Say, ebi omo buku hotel, omo you na judge ni nim. It is a judge granting injunction. We no sabab be changing and no. And then they say no. That's what the question is. What happened before? Or can someone come back 5 days? No be yet. Omo granting. Omo signing undertaking. What happened within that time? That is the question I made my dream one.
It's not to say you pay the work no not judge no na onim so obaboka but o ye na dwe kaka na obebu na ni aguso ana.
Oh yeah, like you say injunction no mu wie injunction the process is ongoing into or the interlocutory injunction to so into come down 5 days no be sign undertaking. So omo ye bibia wie na ehun se abusuafo no injunction na judge no interlocutory injunction no dey to so earlier on. So omo deserve wa nanka fear omo deserve wa court na so omo deserve nanka kai abusuapeni abobia no ma betua. That was the whole thing.
And when the lawyer ne kan ye no e kan say busua amekusua Brempomaa mo lawyer na achiche mu no wo kan bibi ta say e bia judge ne say omo holding on e yin mo nye ya granting interlocutory injunction ne dia mo after yin no betua sa e kana na wo kan bibi sa wo.
There be says the case is ongoing. It is later on. You find out say maybe interlocutory injunction na must stop abusuapeni to pass on money ye. You find out say nanka mun deserve na court grant ma na ka wa bobia no ma betua.
No, but the thing is, I don't say to you. Me say, I'm just trying to understand from both parties. to some extent, you name it from lawyer name it because I like it say free lawyer nanka say no say and it assume say your court no who ye na work can pepe. But interlocutory injunction and I say injunction the you say grantee. It comes with a kind of some kind of clauses be and I say it can be a actually. But lawyer ni chechi munyina no. Wa mechim to say unlike we na nanu ya de ye ba ye ka say uni bibi munja ye investigation and I say ye judgment the judgment ne ba na say you who say body we can say betena say who say be investigation who say okay I don't know say ni kwa na mudi ben say be ma e ka mabo nyina na busua pe who say you know there is established clause wo ho arch so obi aya we say omu nyina so agye atum say uni bibi se ye investigation me difo me nim se me de ka essay me de ka wo ho me nim amount pa me nim se me de ka eno na me ma me bisa se lawyer no a pe wo di ya gbo yi lawyer no cheche mu no anka bibi sa ade a na eye me na kaka ida se judge ni we
mame mo Mr.
Okay, one
Mr. The first one.
Argue 1 second. CEO, made a court injunction. I send you made a search of DM. Why?
All right.
The driver into your
all right, no problem.
But wait a minute, a reliefs no mukosiki or court na can
ruling no we ready am kan ma why.
Pa yeah submission and now the reliefs and I say yi na kan ho aman one yen hwese autopsy kan one autopsy kan
ho.
Okay. Pacho mungo ahead.
I the permanent visa
the other injunction.
Recent one. Okay. But the IGH born is see and na bibi ja friends lawyer ne kan bibi sa wo me
adepa he ukokota ho
wanka bibi ata adepa
ubetie lawyers asema adepa de bia no lawyers no enti say in a high public
CEO what is the meaning of undertaking now lawyer ne kind what does it mean
undertaking no I don't plan na me ba bibi sa say e wo paragraph any for judgment ni
mpacho feature MP wa feature beti na boy feature wa
me pese me hu ba dia o kan wo judgment ni
CEO mpacho mama second agesi wetin asa bobi mama
the judgment na send you and see also a copy of it why media DM
mama reading no be anti the whole judgment
Oba mama mbo video ni mpacho mama mbo video ni we
Debi video dey ain't me trust you Debi
see me pese obey sam no please let's not do that please let's respect every ibia from each side please me don't disregard obedient me pacho just
the video me send am why say see mpacho
video dey me no I don't want
the Matthias see the mama video mpacho mama video
manembo
see mpacho thank you.
The funeral cannot hold on 13th as announced. The court has also given direction that the Ebusuapenyi, that's the first defendant in this matter, should meet with the immediate family members and then arrange how they will together in unity conduct the funeral of the legend Daddy Lumba. So that is the decision of the court.
So there was 5 orders. The last one, what was it? You were to see the registrar and sign.
Yes. I mean, the court, this is just an interlocutory order. And the substantive matter will be gone into by the court. And when that is the case, the court would normally like the applicants by whose application the funeral has been injuncted to undertake. So there will be an undertaking which will be signed within 5 days. Yes. Yeah.
And so going forward, does it mean the funeral is not coming on today?
Yes. It is not coming on the 13th tomorrow, as announced, because the court has seen that it is through what the plaintiff applicants were alleging that they had been sidelined. They who are the immediate family members have been sidelined. And also the court recognized that there was an ongoing police investigation which must be allowed to be concluded to determine the cause of the true cause of death, because as you have heard, there have been conflicting accounts. It is important that we all know of a certainty whether the man died of natural causes, and also it is important so that the family will have proper closure. Yes.
So how far with the investigation with the police? The police started the investigation.
Yes, the police has started investigation. You all know that the police has invited various parties involved in this matter and taking their statements. The police is in it.
Okay, Adepa Mpacho, maybe it's a future bet me explain kakama ya.
Adepa ni bibi here, mami a quick one. Adepa here. Asema omuka we nyina e judgment ni. What you see? Here's the point people are missing. Adepa, mami kan judgment na nyina yenti judgment.
The body my future brem kakra.
Mami misa yasem.
No,
future judgment judgment over can Ayeka interlocutory injunction, does it automatically comes with a clause?
You mean a cost and I say a clause?
A cost, sorry, a cost, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so and automatic, it depending on the case. Okay, say be a interlocutory injunction, it can be say the be am tell asase here, unu be twa asase man so na we start dynasty. Na you say dynasty. It is a case of dynasty copy say be the assembly who the assassin and their cost to be anyhow. You don't say jai. Copy say court and be determine. E be an assassin ya audience court was ni si. Assassin ya audience jai na nipa na end ya o me fast what I say. Into no, yeah, it doesn't come automatically with the cost into a court now determination. But I think say now more come by undertaking. I think the question will give you some last. I think that now I've thought about it. On say on my year no dear no. Omo say undertaking is how them say question crata as say. Asem no a banner say normal insanity. So be already for now say about car ba home. Say omo year ni dear ni celebration of life ni na. Eba a car ma bon obetua. Ye di asem ni wie ni hu ba bi ekosi na say e ka bia ba ho a obetua. Java say a binding agreement. What them say question as you are bound to on so obedi so. Okay, I mean, as a lawyer, based on the audio, as a lawyer, I can't. Then I'm casting on kind of judgment. I don't want to listen to one side. Because I don't speak for anybody. I just make risk analysis. Okay, it's not on kind of because my who relieves, obviously judgment and can't buy and not or vary as another 2 million bishop, 2 million income, a later on the bishop. Okay, and them are not lawyer because I know on the first judgment, I think that after somebody to be anybody, me another lawyer, or the lawyer, or more interview, or any radio station host to be. I'm an account, or secretary receive a judge, or no a judicial review, and no time and can all church BBC at the time. And if anything, I'm saying there's another would do like that. But judgment, what have you apart from the judgment, the reliefs, what all kind of judgments, all kind of reliefs, Nick.
Say, if future member, the entire answer may be question say, say what you can't say there was they granted it in a tree, not a in some or more grantee, or more granting say cost to be any say be a or mumbetria. Could it be so? And this is something I want to know.
You can't variation or I can't something was adding to society bishop. First judgment, we are one after, but me patch say that time not a court to be not undertaking.
Okay, ain't not to say a judge and in a mistake because how can somebody grant an injunction with the next day of events are coming on without any cost?
First of all, undertaking the normal procedure and undertaking and I'm sure say a BC and celebration of life. Undertaking is say, hold on, sacrifice say. As an Mundi view, or my assigned to look at Johnson, as some no Mundi view. Nay, or to wash it out,
and Tinacha say, and there was undertaking that. HSA, we are would you say me on one jet to say, or Mobitria Sacostana, and I'm pissing me. A
carbon, yes, I want to your old lawyer and the person. Call them lawyer American, audio now meet lawyer American. And then, and I'm in my example, say, a penny celebration of lions, your mother's opinion, So okay,
Yeah, you need the way. Yeah.
It is similar, but
Okay, into what you me about me back the patch me about into ususu say a day intina yaka say okay aden monkoye me patch me bo de munya wote aden monkoye na mu wi a ma ba betwi aka na de na buy patch future wona mbisa ususu say day intina
ma judgment na o kan say sa na judge na di kan wo sa judgment no ma na be on
kan judgment na my after the union I with the same page at least who the be ade do said there was an undertaking but ABA sister and the buy Pacho Alex
who say ma send the ruling no at the amount ruling a judge final ruling on the judgment.
Pacho, we don't need that one. We need the interlocutory injunction, the ruling. That one we need. Pacho.
Say you can say dia sema nyabatre. Kobi.
Yeah, me too.
Say ye kokoso wa. Ye kokoso wa say. Bisa future MP. Future MP so be ekoteki undertaking na say nipa na ono so aboka. Ne nkrofo no any CI47 no enye court procedure na and is it an error?
You mean the undertaking and answer the
yeah, the undertaking no. Enye court process.
If undertaking then we are on the same page. But I think the undertaking said the payment is not made is after you are what do we say it's like a temporary agreement until the case is done. Okay. And you know what we say say come the case na say can abo ho no about what you to so between and now what sign say we undertaking no. But the money no the figure no until another person mean on time because I mean based on facts. Okay.
But on time. Alex manen kan ho manen kan o de manen kan.
Anya reliefs no. So judgment wa kan anya reliefs no by job.
I'm a bit
lost. I have the order for interlocutory injunction. I have that one.
That's the final way, no. But before
that's the final. Okay,
but say you're not the I mean, do you think said they normally do twice? Say be a release near one.
No, only once. The release near.
Maybe some future say do they
always judge start here make one about for me the platform you are to see I'm subscribe in the moment me ye bi about me kan ye de Brempomaa mo de call ye mo hwehwe mo kire se busa panya de nti mo gina so no on the main case no nti na judge no medi sa asem ni nyen we and all this temporary injunction it is a judge me about the judge no ma relieves that before my relieves no I say my man not during that asem no I don't know about my judgment and say na I make it reason many reasons okay or my reasons but because of so we say no enye the final ruling until minimum say well I be say no call straight to the reliefs in there
okay today you know what Brempomaa man kind
okay so what your Senate main kind offense order no kwana mean started from beginning to the end.
Yes, that's remember said you are high relevant.
Okay, sure. So in the Superior Court of Judicature in the High Court of Justice General Jurisdiction 5 Accra, Ghana, suit number between Obapenin Efiadoma Pakoso Kumase, Robert Jemfi aka Wafaya Opoku Asiufua Kumase, Georgina Jemfi Sreso Kumase, Ernestina Fosu Bomso Kumase, Nana Efia Kobi Pakoso Kumase, and Kofi Usu Abuakwa Kumase, Car Bank Headquarters Accra, Transitions Funeral Home. Okay, those are the defendants. Order for interlocutory injunction. Upon hearing the affidavit of John Enyonam Ofori of number 3 Konda Street, Ashoman Estate, Accra, a clerk of the Spirit Law Consult, Accra, for and on behalf of the plaintiffs/applicants herein filed on the 3rd of December 2025 in support of the motion expert for the order for interlocutory injunction and supplementary affidavit in support of Ernestina Fosu of plot number 22 W Bomso whatever 4 dependent. Okay, call the next one. No? Okay, and upon hearing of the submission of John Tinkrine Sean, counsel for the plaintiff here in Georgia. Then okay, anyway, moving on. In the presence of Dominic Kwadwo Osei Esquire holding brief for Fatih Ali Esquire, counsel for and on behalf of movie on I mean called
Yeah,
get
moving
released.
on. Now, I'm going to pay. Number said Judge Nekasano. Wait, you say.
Okay, Judge Nekasan. Okay, now I'm going to where the judge speaks. Okay, it is hereby ordered that the first respondent, his agents, and assigns are hereby restrained from organizing the funeral rites and burial of Charles Kojofosu, aka Daddy Lumba, scheduled for 13th December 2025, pending the final determination of the matter. It is further ordered that the third respondent be and is hereby restrained from releasing the body of the deceased for burial, pending the final determination of the matter. It is again ordered that the first respondent convenes a meeting involving all interested parties, including applicants, spouses, children of the deceased, and their representatives, and other relevant stakeholders to plan and fix a date for the final funeral rites of the deceased. He is to do so within 3 weeks from the date of this order. It is also ordered that the first respondent separate funds raised from the funeral from the accounts of Daddy Lumba's Memorial Foundation, LBG. Now, it is also further ordered that the applicant pays 2 million Ghana cedis by 2 p.m. as deposit against the cost to be incurred, failing which the order of interlocutory will be vacated, given under the hand and seal of the High Court of General Jurisdiction File and Doris Dansoa Registrar Pacho Eno Namakaino.
Empire that's a last point in the here.
I didn't know somebody to myself. Okay, 1 minute. Okay, 1 minute. Okay, and the argument tonight, because I'm privy to the first one, and son of a rich. This is the very judgment. Because the first no, we really here. Now it's 2 million income. I'm sure that you all agree with me. You agree. Yes.
Yeah, I agree with you.
Did that argument tonight?
The first, was it the first relief we were on man? Because
yes.
Can somebody read that to us?
Yes, and the difference, and they say not the same thing, but without the 2 million last part, okay. Without the,
and I make us say no
if they have it, but 1% choice
because
they can't
Future, and maybe only copy cross on back.
There's no
what it came
Listen,
I read it myself. Hold on.
There was a copy.
The law platform.
It's a copy when he Fabrani and kind.
Hold on, man. Because I don't come to speak for anybody. So when I'm speaking, I've listened to both sides. Obia Kasama thing. When I'm speaking, I'm in the middle. If you want to find some credibility, I think that by some percentage you can give it to me. Okay, I won't speak for anybody. I said the law platform. Okay. Argument in I wanted to pull it out, but now I'm almost saying subscribe it 10 cities, 20 cities. Ghana Momo, I can't do it. The friend the law platform, I can give you the way to go and check it. I'm in the law group into judgment be about quick. I'm a follow link, okay? That's how I got to know. It even Brempomaa case and some of the coin can never be kind. Or say was a penya, I say, but car bank, why I say, I know I sideline or taking unilateral decision. I read everything. But you see, and I can't go to the platform. Almost say 10 cities, almost in the park of home, but you can, I mean to me a momo and find subscribe. Because I come back with your choices here. I might try and check it on the internet after this. And that's it. And then Alex say, where aware say this is the very judgment. That's 2 million. The fair judgment now, your lawyer and your interview now, or mobile legal wife for Bush and now 2 million income. I'm not speaking, I'm trying to speak fact. Then Buddha will say yes. Until I know I can say, okay, that's it. That was it. This is the very judgment. The money back on, judge need to back on because now let me who pass almost cast undertaking, because judge lawyer no cannot say they should go and make undertaking. Undertaking they do or didn't have to pay the money. They will pay the money after the case is done. Okay, send me example say a celebration of life recently the same thing, but Senka maybe problem me want to say be a fine. If you judge them person obey undertaking up so they 2 million is fine on a judge. But now maybe expect can first judgment, not first release, not the man and judgment. First release, no. Into a whole other that we no confusion because we are interviewing your almost celebrity For your Pokemon celebrity, they are raining there. That time, not that 2 million, Casa relief now. I can't call to our appeal. That 2 million later. Now, Mukushia, and let's catch Mukushia. I wasn't there. Mukushia, whatever. Judge, and evaluation. You hear
future patrol. We are maybe so 2 quick question. One patrol.
Future, the law platform and the law and more. No, who bet me pay with visa. And I say, ABA, meet me my access.
I'm actually trying to pay. I'm actually trying to pay.
Okay, so
I'm trying to pay now to get it.
Google it and go there, you find it there.
No, it's there.
Yes, man can say I'm trying to say.
I am sorry, Alex. I didn't now search here because I'm there and I'm trying to pay, but I don't know
the law.
No, I'm on the law platform, but I'm talking about the exact keyword for the case.
Case in the Brempomaa versus
okay, sure.
That you find it. Okay, so now subscribe it. Okay, and but we all know say the judgment was varied with the addition of that 2 million condition. But maybe not better me say but lawyer and some workers undertaking be or honor. Now other than me person me and a judge and so on say he just said after listening to them because he's not making a final judgment. It's not for ruling any decisions because this was interlocutory. He did assembly didn't we. He did okay. This was assembly ongoing. So a final judgment is no problem. Can the final judgment on betting assembly to be no massa orders now, no problem. But because say because you see a dear some normal undertaking the crown. A dear some you push a penny days, a dear some ball more. I don't think that push a penny might have to pay that money because that's something ready for. Okay? Because sometimes when you go to court, it comes the judgment at no cost, sometimes with cost to the way say not quite no. Depending on judge no. So no we say fun. The work has without any cost. I could say what the work has without any cost. The render the end. That's why Kawa Abias will be the for and answer why ya. Oh, na which has our cost involved. Until now, here, Papa, or more than nobody I call lady in the friend say, I did the call. See to nobody I call. I mean, that guy, mine, Roman father, like I say, I'm the reliefs, no, I say, any cost to be our Kabia or Bobiano court in the Pancano. Okay? Insanity. Until I'm trying to be. Until I don't talk much because.
Yeah, okay. I maybe get teachers maybe some question to my name Bisa no and I'm ready. Future, are you privy to the time gap between the first judgment and the value judgment in the buy-in?
Value judgment. So, I mean, the first judgment it came like around 10 o'clock, something like that. I was very keen. That time I'm the case. They said, buy and I'm the contract.
Who bought you man as a for a fact, say, this is the time frame.
My mouth estimate, my say around 10 o'clock. I can't give you say 10:05, 11 seconds. I say I'll give you around.
Because I don't know about why they tell me besides and say I don't know about why.
So what okay, are you privy? Okay, so if that's not the time, what was the time? You tell me. I'm not saying. I'm just giving you estimation. On any relevant to me.
You know. Because
no, by time you wait time for the let's confirm say was around 10.
Okay, and my next question is per the judge in here, you know. Say on my first judgment, you know, or vary at the end my second one. Is it grounded in law? Say, what my first judgment? Now lawyer no first lawyer no, and I say the lawyer now the case by an AP. Now be vary at the end in his absence.
I mean the variation it has to be in their presence anyway because when I think if I mean good CI for the said I don't think say specific but variation. In fact, I remember one of the lawyers was making argument said they should have filed a motion, not call the parties back. It means I was confused that they were not on the same page and what went in the court. Okay, because as I said, everybody is saying something different. And you know, normally for varied judgment, normally it be amount to be maybe 500 cedis, maybe 5,000. Those minor things, okay, minor issues. If you have mistake, be what location be different. Those minor, you can vary instead of recalling the judgment. It's different from always say 10 or 7 for front. Until can vary. If you have mistake, be errors to be that kind of thing, okay. Then you make that a correction in your judgment because I know and it might not have a significant impact. It's not me just say lawyer for no way or the other or way not some kind. Say another lawyer until. When we are not in the court, previous to court, not judging and so on, we only spoke about the reliefs. No, detailed way beyond a man difficult. Okay, but what I know for fact is say first reliefs not the buy now or mobile not 20 million in your account. Second relief, I know varied. When I'm talking use the word varied, or varied judgment, you know what is 20 million. That's the fact. Okay, that's what I can say about that.
Now, judge lawyers who say judge no vary the first judgment no no muntu minye bibia mfa ho impromptu judge no say this is the first judgment or the buy and no na omu work towards it na hadn't tell this second judgment about without their absence.
So interview now with lawyer no so like I refer to lawyers now meaning say ma mo tie no mo say lawyer no interview now
wait future lawyer nimpo ejira court work say ade ajeji wanu aba sisani etiamra na eba out public outcry.
Well, Mami answer. Until meaning so the only question was so was the lawyer no interview on radio host no can I listen to that. It was say though because normally just like judicial review say judge na I certiorari okay other judge say on stand away no on come back on the word certiorari. Lawyers and can say they don't have time to file for the judicial review because they are any case no. Okay, at that time they give you 5 days be or man I say they can challenge the judgment no that way no but at that time when there's no time to do that that's the only thing they said. But if there was time, say 1 week next time, they will file for judicial review. So you don't make part. Yes, I'll be omitting and Supreme Court straight. Okay, because we had a rate now mandamus co around to certiorari magnus corpus prohibition. All things on a topic judge to judge IBB and I say institution mandamus a commanding be a public institution administrative error. Why BB you were by mistake commanding say on your BB. Okay, those are the judicial review and the constitution.
I can't say meba wage in patch what I made me future sem future church and you also church a lot of things you read judgment okay you read judgment and I'm anyone that will say actually na variation be the ebe future mami bisa do you think say with this particular case looking at it now what do you think was the best option I wasn't a judge no if it would be so fine or a judge but what do you think was going to be the best option I wasn't a judge no
two things first one no even though okay first one I believe say a judge no more money undertaking say a cabinet about military no more shares because they will be bound by that this undertaking they will be bound by it one we did book court so ultimate contempt. So omoji to musa undertaking no and kababwa. Okay, that's one. Secondly, so omo undertaking I believe say ka judge no on the fair judgment and on 2 million in shame straight away. I mean reliefs no diga by and conditional. On in shame straight away. Because then they would have come out of the court on jubilate go no say ya and say with the condition. And the unknown care matter actually training back and because we are away, mu pay free court or we are away. Somebody said, "Oh, take it that route now." Because on Koyanisa, I said, "Yeah, or very no, we no nama amasa we debating in Aba." That's the only thing I was gonna say.
Taking the, so I think so. Park I said there was undertaking, and
undertaking it. I said, "Judge, a lawyer no na eka, lawyer no na eka." Say, "So, lawyer OT audio na me them refer to because me nyina me means some work, but I'm not saying say be obo, but another more." The obo audio no was say they are mine saying ye but you say quite undertaking na a car be blah 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 so explain here and you know that's what maybe they thought but I know the reliefs no one can undertaking the kind guy can one can undertaking but them make very when me on very one I don't think that's undertaking unless I go and find more call platform no but you put my first one no and sana what they 20 million back on you can read it for us. But meaning say if the undertaking was there, I don't think what I don't remember, but that's what I would say. I think that's the only part I'm not contention about. Think our mama undertaking are no contention. Maybe I'll count 2 million now. Maybe our people will still say blah blah blah, but I still judge not making way until also at least they would have come out jubility and I say all they were thinking about is they go and find the money to commit the condition and some of my jubility. But it appeared like they thought they have won the injunction and only thing I have to do is undertaking. They started celebrating. Until when it came like that, it came as a shock. And then it would obviously we'll have this backlash in the debate. I have it. Okay, what is it? Oh man, I'm in the court. I said if they have presented the proceedings of course, you come out. But I wasn't there. That what I only saw what they came back. But if they have to stay behind, a judge, before judge need a neighbor also. I don't know where to take a table, no, say this is how this Baba relieved. No, that's not how it may be. See, I already know what the circumstances of the peer. Because if there were not a case in India and someone to me,
Sir, maybe I will stay for a time.
And I interview. Over say maybe our interview so okay. They are fine.
And I make a interview not interview not seminar because as a proceedings, or why is Austin in interview?
Well, once I would interview was say, undertaking. See, the thing is the way one you should use the word undertaking, and I said there's not undertaking. Was say undertaking, okay, which is the normal procedure, which I've told you so I was a pension and say or undertaking, say almost stop it, interlocutory injunction on normal on undertaking. It's a minimum say, judge and mention undertaking more. And that's what, because to them, that to me, subsequent to a year, I'm very surprised about it. And I listened to, apart from this interview, I listened to only radio interview, no more can, how can I mention such a rare that judicial review is saying, rating. I can't say, Munya time, because I can't wait a year, which I agree. But that's what I would say. But that make us say, the judges, they are all different. Okay, people work differently, and sometimes when you see a case, unanimous majority decisions are to make 4 to 5, 3 to 8. That's if there were individual judges, the decision could have gone different ways because the judges the same case, the same fact, but they can still have majority and unanimous. And so it also said sometimes because a jurisprudence judge you or follow this style of way. Bottom way or more if lawyers critical thinkers are more how the law should be applied and straight rules, moral rules, they can literal rule, golden rule, those things. So sometimes the judge's perspective it can also vary some ways. Until now we have the right to appeal on those things.
Sorry, I just not can be better.
Many people yes obey interview some lawyers be about the case no or see or boss on lawyers and someone yes I interview about the case no. To be cry am dwindwin who said didn't na lawyers for mu apa you person interview about that case no. Almost say that case in kwade omo kan
It told you always said India.
Because of the insult associated with it and went here the insult among for party media or Honda.
I mean, okay. My main call back to Alexis. So Alexis Pacho baby you will be become only be a candiana and Kayen to uncommon so.
I the mechanic say you can't as some what I say reliefs and na make a future no reliefs and the orders of the judge and the final judgment of it until you have to appeal. Whether say lawyers or court or man court near the day until the final judgment and a verdict and a command about the judge and its release case is still in process. You miss they're not Brempomaa and I've sent it to you and the final orders of the court included the 2 million. That was the last part of it. The last part of it too. After 5 reliefs, Ubisa Brempomaa and Ubisa Siwa, one copy of it. 2 million yanko fan free baby and mama can. It was part of it. Or more lawyers a pleadee from 5 million. And I've said this. They went through the process, accepted it. And yes, I judge didn't mean for 2 million McCann whereby our client anywhere. And our legal representative anywhere. To some of us, they are very surprising when they come out and they say some of these things. I can say it. Say yent me count the card, but Oba Bontina say Nabakache when you are T4. One, you are not allowing them to understand what really happened. Say in a procedural error, and judge, the lawyers will take him on because I know very unfair to a client. But say when we see a EB objection, part of the final judgment, it is an order. And the judge was telling them, said the 5 million had to be paid by 2 p.m. Let's not massage it. Yentia said that was what happened, and I will just rest my case. So it was part of it, but they are refusing to accept it. I can't help them on that part, but that's what I can say for now.
Alex, Bacho, final question. Bacho, would you say lawyer no?
Wait, but the first relief, not 2 million Ghana cedis count. That's what I want everybody to get. It's an count. Any idea by later on?
Where is the first relief? Where is it? Because I'm trying to find. I can't find the first relief.
And I said the first relief was what the lawyer explained.
Where did you find that?
Now lawyer no matter where went he.
Okay, you listen to the lawyer. Okay, sure.
It wasn't part. All the lawyers now confirm say it wasn't part. La obi bua himu nyina kasa. You better just interview no. Now the farmer yen ho adwuma na mabebo ha. Me da say.
Obribo some worker no. He relied on the whole lawyer kind no, not the judgment never because Obribo no, he is not privy to the court judgment. What I said, they'll pay the whole lawyer and Babon Tibe kind no. And I'm Obribo so interview or can't ask them no. It is before I say it make a conclusive evidence a judgment. And I will say you not the first judgment now judge in the buyer no. Any variation is where the buyer no. What I say, but in this case, you know, any other apart from all lawyer now, big grant interview say this is the situation now happening in court, you know. Any other person be know about Bekasa. It ain't been based argument, you know, solely on the old lawyer and the kind, you know. Me, in my estimation, if he say the lawyer misinformed the public, what I say, as to what transpired. What I say, or misrepresented judge, you know, well, I made a true picture as to what transpired in the court.
It's not true. What you say is not true. He never misrepresented the judge. Why? And can you contempt and what you are saying is not true. Let's get it right. As same way be any DH, not judge and can we work as a judge account. Do you know the implication?
Confused a case on the coin. First interview now. Fatima, and you're not calling the rectifier. And you're not calling the rectifier. We've been see. Your president be bring court proceedings. Umupia lawyer we can we know we can we who be. Even the famous election petition no more represent court.
Wait, media the lawyer and the kind of fine and I'm a JDY. The lawyer and the kind that was what happened. Even NGFM for reporter on the kind the court reported they reported the same thing. Say that 2 million be anka. Now she anka later on the best shemu. Yembu say who say what changed? That's the question. Then necessary in Ghana, what me kokoni e for $200,000 bra. Na nkofo no fi kumase na eba ho. Omo kofa say scan way. When you say team A team B o, I are very very dangerous. Nobody should support this. Nobody.
But the free court the inconsequential. Anya court na be chiro say o free tamale ba so kofa scam. But the free court the inconsequential. Sika electronic kubetima wire baby awo bia
wage ne aji mpa ma across Lexio ewa hai wanti me kwadwo pacho me to ma kakra why wadaro ma sir Alex pacho ho Alex pacho ho pacho ali so me too ho so te menka
me talk
okay NIB let it be a Mame Brempomaa de koma wo mpacho wonya bi ahwe.
Debbie, I don't have NIB for year or more. And run a whole video be an allergy be kind, but I'm very careful about it because I've not validated it to make say be a cohana sound conti. I don't know.
Okay. Mame Brempomaa, first of all, no. Daddy Lumba ni anase ni nua nobody no. According to Jebi ene ne brother Penny or hine ba me say me do Penny but I started
we're talking about BNI letter nana.
BNI that is BNI and
yes, two different yes BNI then they have a copy of it crowd. Yeah, have a copy. So say older masisa no. Entina
okay, but they say nothing some friend NIB, right?
At the point, right? NIB now.
So say I'm saying no friend be they say, but me because me hear letter so much your NIB.
At the point, you're right. You're right.
Okay. Okay, yeah. But you know what's on American? Okay, me patcho you no so no obetimi o bibi ka wo because me who for the first time say my meet me go to this extent na ya nyehwe efa can say that the way hu ene hu sensem dia because first na akoye kasa keke say oh yes why you see but it's now say every baby I hu say oh sa niam we nyina ya dia ye ma me ye ya na so no went me enya de ne wose wonya no ye no ye baako body no so no
ye ma what here for na ready the date the time near dinner so that they will understand where we'll be talking from maybe obi wa na on say anti which ma ready the time near dinner so that they will understand
I just me so we the man what na me access to my second phone.
Meaning the time was the letter it was dated 11th of November. I stand to be corrected. 11th of November 2025.
Alex,
I want you to read the letter. I don't want us to rush it. Say be a letter, never a new letter. If you have a no, it's not a new letter.
I just patrol my wadam. So
Alex want to mean kana because
I'm not in the
more send me.
I just one person can send the bimba don't kind one.
Oh dear, me ba my check here there. Patrol mommy just 1 second.
Okay. Wow, I was checking on. Alex, me patrol we are where say my Brempomaa. Somehow no any the yate any the you mu be a follow case no. We are where say still no up to now no. Make I say up to now because that by now there's that Lumba Shefem. Cause he say you did that Lumba Shefem, my Brempomaa. Uji di say and I say unim say neni unu that Lumba body no.
Idea one of my cats are chemia, a baby one pa. Na, the interbaby one say that Lumba 26. I've read about 16 different letters any year about pages from Mami Akusha or Mami Brempomaa. I've spoken to Nkofo Omoni Omakasa. I've listened to audios. Mami Brempomaa Kasa Nini no be no na kwa kasa 3 days. On that day, we no odobro nyene ne kasa ye. O chene de onye ne ade. Meni ohene ba kasa. Ohene ba kotro Mami Brempomaa ewo ayi transition. Mami Brempomaa ne na busua panyina hia on multiple occasions. One, our family meeting. One, our DLFie. One, metimi akọ akeka. Oko ahemfie ko stress e opese okoye autopsy. Omoma no 1 week. So mfa koye autopsy. The process of autopsy we beko ho no mo beko morgue ho beko betua pathology so betua sa ne omani nyina. Ade be chiama de lo mayi no wakra. Oko court. Sa time abusuapanyi ko ne kan wantimi anko court o. Abusuapanyi na o transition. Omuyi dad Lumba ba fie. Abusuafo no bi nya abotre kohwe no. Omde ne ba kumase. Abusuafo omde ko abusuafie was antase. So many people saw him. She said, "Mama, Brempomaa catch him." Say, "Well, Nini Abema na I will be very surprised." Mini Aba.
And now the OG say, "Oh, ye na bia no krebi na bia on pesa obeka na pacho wada."
Yeah, because she had access. On one transition her several times. This is catch him say, "Well, na dia me
access. Sorry, yes, so we are na ye man access. Name ni almost so be here signature be and ohima Lumba eba uzo ohima eba ha ma o confirm say you no kwen.
Mame and can be once me say having access, being denied access and being reluctant access are 3 different things. Having access ne say unia na or free jimo obeso huna. Nothing stops you. Ebia the procedure na the processor what they call show unia na you know. Eno na emane ye yi menu aba saudi obi ko share fridge mu a untimi nsore man meka se me ya me firi me pemu ko akobody no just like so me unu abema. You can't do that. Abusuan panyi na de papa no ko share fridge mu ti se unia bi share fridge mu a nipa odi no ko share fridge mu no has to be part of process no say oh of much refo but o menu bi ba ho but mo man kwan. Oh, me and Kasa meba ho na me ne papa ya kohwe body no. So if you have access to do all these things, that's a one because that be a person when you full control over the body. Now you call any see a mouth control. Why didn't you call up your opinion to allow you to go and see? Mama friend no kwan ton chen. Ye the dead Lumba be too few akra. That no akra. Okohe na debi. 13th ye be see Lumba ho machi. Ye the dead Lumba consantasi fie. Nkofo kra be hwe bio. Ye the Lumba be 2 stadium awa Kumasi. Abonche so fo mpo binya akwanya be hwe bi. Ti se mame Brempomaa se wanya na hwe dia me na kakra. Ono na bia no mpese hwe.
Na chese wo pa che me se anase de opese o kan se bia o contact ebusuapani. Ene ebusuapani ama na kwan anase wan contact ebusuapani kora. Pachosana Wokayana.
Who say what Brempomaa abusuapanya be audio bi say o ka se Brempomaa akora mrafie okay.
Me patran.
Omukọ ahemfie so abusuapanyi ene Brempomaa akora ya true man fe ne mfon afono akora mpo so okay ya.
Me hu ndi nyina.
The woman had access to go and see. Ebia na ope body ne so de be call by before na say or be different.
Okay, according to Omo me patro and maybe say because me name steps and say protocol obi funu da moga or yeah, but according to nipa be a more experience in chimwa untimi enko mogo bi no bitimi akọ ebrekọ a nipa na ne nsahya eye enkata se wo ho no ondi wanim kan pacho no no kre na se ana wo ya we na se nyawe.
Oh yes no kre say who's at the power na make say untimi sorry preko pese ko body ho yes ye wo procedure
yeah ma me Brempomaa ko honom na the time ebusuapeni so na nsahya nkata yase na ebusuapeni nka ho a automatically no ontimi enhwe pacho se no sanity.
Yes. Untimi hwe. Enti adepa de woman say wo kọ ho no was abusuapanya aware say wo ba ho. I to say anya sa process na nto ne ada ba.
Say ma be Brempomaa na all this while person wo kọ hwe no. Wan boy abusuapeni amane say person me kọ be ka be di mani mu ana.
What me say? That is how some of us will perceive it. But we can't talk from our Brempomaa. Or no, can say abusuapanya si ne kwan, abusuapanya ama ne kwan. Abusuapanya nkofo kwa head that lumba. Eti ya man enti say ebia wanya that permission and she didn't want to go through abusuapanya protocol and the procedure thinking say or no ya that lumba ni anti bibia ntimi si ne kwan. You can be wrong about that.
Okay, yenua agitation na a question no but agitation was all be can Alex
ma me Brempomaa onu ankasa de press release eba out say or try so be hu ni nuane yamana ehu no nti onu na me gina ne words na me support 100% say indeed or try yamana ehu no as to say nke so koye odi I don't know yes edu baby kra na omo kan edu baby ahemfo ne fra busu apelin to parka no say the car say edu baby na fe the car dan the car na the car de bia the car say isi kwa ho nti no timi committee nti nya be bre sisi but me dear me jima me Brempomaa say be 100%
Adepa sisi a wo frame me am no kasa say me kasa say me driving.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean say me no kasa of so I'm not supposed to be driving or we are be a man. A part of human life. Driving so car say any ade can nipa brabo. Secondly, say obi be the press release but to just say ya mana hu na the question is say nipa ni wuna oni Ghana. It is who transition hono na you will not be allowed to. Ene DL chef for me ntimi nko odobronyi fie se me wo sandema na me ba akra ntimi ko hwe because me dolimba I would not have to go through a process yantiase udi nipa ko che fridge mo a udi na wo so mame ye nipa che fridge mo ma o number ti se wo be hwe nipa no kra na ye bisa wan you give them that number because it is a secret for nipa no ba ho no mame Brempomaa did she know the number onim nipa na ye de na ko she ho no say
no, patrol, but all car is to say, nay, busuapeni na nensa, so ujitum sa, hold the ujitum said, nay, busuapeni na nensa, sa, a honor, like on and no, the signature, oh,
yeah. That lumba, you know, a move from 1-2, echo, 1-2, and say, time I fresh, you know, or man, no more present, no, the Dean Cotor, so that lumba, but Derek, Calvin, Oba, you know, he went through that process to know, and in the Dean Bertoso. Calvin eba Germany they had to do sa yini nyina say be ya abusuapanyin so aba Accra say be ya abusuapanyin betimi anya because no so owu ye na oni Accra and the man went through that process the same thing na Brempomaa betimi go through but Brempomaa wanted to become Brempomaa and I can't change that for her on decision.
Okay. Alex, me bisao do you think say abusuapanyin somehow so no na ebia dede wa bonten because na Brempomaa wa bonten ma ye nyina ya te ase se abusuapani so ma ne nkohwe ni nua ba na so onya access she kept on complaining say onya access. Do you think say at a point na e wo say abusuapani ka say woni bibi ma Brempomaa person ana me wo fa say person na da say yenko transition na me yankasa mini wani mu na ebia omoma wo hwe ye body na na
I don't think said the woman wanted to see the body as I said in that organ. Because senipa needing a one crata and so on. What makes you think say we transition or the Bemao and on Bemotion? Share, Mammy Brempomaa. Maminka Semincho. Or no, and then crop for echo transition home. On Thursday, not Mammy Brempomaa, on the 11th of December, Thursday, Mammy Brempomaa was at transition. The one not deal body that. Okodru yeno. Questions are you missing? Had she already spoken to Abusuapanyi say or person okwohwe ni nuana Debbie? Me my Oheniba media crash was there. I can mention about 3 or 4 people I know different groups. Oheniba media went there to do on checks near the investigation. Mami Brempomaa went there. Per Mami Brempomaa microphone bi no. Certain statements were made. Almost a day. Pene mad the lumba yenkosie ne nani ochena. They were focusing on injunction rather than focusing on having that closure and that view with the brother. Friday on the 12th, ye be that lumba kosie no. Mama no won. No ye interview where court say when injunction. None offer nimpon eyes and ko okobi. Ono so no ye interview say wa shego. Obi o shego I serious obekwa kohwe body. Obi o kasa ne ya ji yefunu ya ji yi aye. Why not so kohwe body? They wanted to injunct. And little did they know, say, injunction came with a cost because they couldn't meet that cost. The body was released to almost to them. And yes, body be an show. She went there multiple times. What a tone China. Per one kasa interview. Team legal, which is team legal wife for Monfanchame. Team legal wife for Omo the two just say, Ma me Brempomaa ko horse and kokoya autopsy. But sika manyan farmer ninti. Went to me anye. And pe omo odious. I don't think Abusuapanyi did anything wrong with Mamino. But on one case na ample time cry to go and then see Ninia Efuno. Miniaba.
Tommy Brem. Adepa
on say
Kasa. I just kasa.
Adepa na mechanic say on say Mami Brempomaa sebi onya akwala. Enna ye nim say Abusuapanyi asem no like oka bebre beka se bia odidi na tem. Enti na me mpese meka ho ni bebre no. Because my you want me no. I'm very careful. Me very careful. Go back as we did not. Me wo video Abusuapanyi ti ho. A obi oye DLFM so ti ho. A Abusua ono oye dimo DLFM kasa ono kra wa ko hu that lumba body o.